All right, everyone. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. All right. Making sure that all my other notifications are actually turned down or off. I don't know how to figure out this iPhone thing. But hey, all right, we are actually live on our My Credit Healer Facebook page in the Credit Healing Secrets group and also on YouTube. So welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. If you don't know who I am, as you see at the bottom of the screen, my name is Shyla Healy. I am the owner of My Credit Healer. And today we are actually going to do a lunch and learn. I apologize I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, but hey, to each his own. Things get in our way. That's okay. We adjust accordingly, right? So today we're for the lunch and learn credit tea with Shyla D. We're actually going to start talking about these data furnishers or these third-party supplemental information or extra credit bureaus that are out there, right? Because a lot of people have a misconception that there's only 3 credit bureaus that are out there, which there's more than 3 bureaus out there. So we're going to go over where and how to find that information of who's accessing your credit reports. So while we're actually jumping into it, let me go ahead and put, if you can hear me clearly, I need you to go ahead and say, hey, I hear you. If it's your first time dropping in on us, go ahead and tell me where you're dropping from. If you're coming back on a replay, put a hashtag replay and still tell me where you're dropping in from and shout out, hey. Okay? All right. So let me go over to this live presentation. All right. Hopefully you guys can see the slide presentation. If you can, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. All right. So let's go ahead and start presenting. All right. Again, welcome to the Lunch and Learn Credit Tea with Shyla D. Today, we're actually going to go over the consumer bureaus that you need to know about. Here, if you already see, if you have an additional source that you can actually use your phone and scan the QC code, you can actually scan this QC code to actually get a free consultation. However, if you would like to do so, which I highly recommend, you go out to all of our social medias, go ahead and like and follow us, but also we are also on YouTube. And I need your guys' help to actually get my subscribers up because we are going to be doing a lot more information and a lot more videos too when it comes to all these lunch and learns. I'm going to be putting out additional how-to videos and things of that sort. So I need you to go ahead and follow and subscribe to the My Credit Healer YouTube page. All right, so the very first one that we're going to go over is the Equifax report. So I actually put numbers on here so you know what order that you'll be able to see it. So if you actually pulled your annualcreditreport.com and you printed it, or say you saved it as the PDF on your files. So Equifax is going to look like this. So you have the Equifax report. As you can see, it says my name. It gives you a report confirmation number. When you scroll down and you're looking at your entire credit report, you want to pay attention to the inquiries section. Not only does it tell you your hard inquiries, but it's also going to tell you soft inquiries. So I want you to pay attention to the soft inquiries. The reason being is because it goes through a list of who's accessing your report here. Okay, so as you can tell, there's Credit Karma on my soft inquiries, but it's so I can actually keep up with what you guys are seeing, so I can better explain, but also so I can not only better explain, but just to see, hey, what's my Vantage 3.0 score, right? But if you can tell, it has all these different dates for Credit Karma. That means that you are actually accessing your report. Okay, so it says direct to consumer report. It's probably because you logged into that Credit Karma app and now you're looking at it. So every time it does that, it's going to update with the information as of that day. Now, also here you see on September 28th, it says WF card service. Most people know who that is, but if you don't know who it is, that is Wells Fargo Card Services. So we have a credit card with Wells Fargo, but they are doing an account review. What this means is that if you have a current creditor or someone you are doing business with, they're probably reviewing your account to either give you a credit limit increase, to do a credit limit decrease, or just to see how you are doing overall financially. So it doesn't impact your bureau. However, you can see who's all accessing that information on Equifax. You can also see here that the Bristol West Insurance Company, and it says it's an insurance inquiry. Now, even though it says it's in a soft inquiries, and as you can tell here, it says inquiries do not impact your credit rating or scores. However, with insurance, it can impact your payments and your rates that you get. I'm going to move on to the next one. Now for TransUnion, I got a couple of slides for this one. It's just because I want to show you a little bit more about the information. So with TransUnion, this is how it actually starts when you see the information. They're going to give you your name, the file number, the date that it was created. And then, as you can tell, it also tells me that according to their files, I've been on their files since April 1st of 2002. That was before I graduated high school. Because remember, I was telling you guys about, you can also help build your kids' credit profiles. It's because I was an authorized user on my mom's card, right? So to TransUnion, I was showing up on their scale even before I graduated. This is right after I turned 18. All right, but to move forward, you're going to also look into the inquiry section on TransUnion. Now here, it actually says regular inquiries and it says promotional inquiries. So regular inquiries are going to be your hard ones. As you can see who actually pulled my request there. And then you have your promotional inquiries. That's the same as soft inquiries. So with TransUnion, they actually have a couple of additional sections. They actually have an account review inquiries, and then they have third-party supplemental information. Now, I want you to take note. Remember, I was saying that like TransUnion, consumer, right? This is me pulling my own report on TransUnion.com. But here, as you can see, there's my Lowe's credit card. They're also doing their inquiries, just trying to review my information. And then also Synchrony. I have Synchrony cards. This is also, I don't actually look at my Synchrony information, but every time I log into the website to make a payment, and because I have a monitoring app that goes with my with one of my Synchrony cards, it also pulls information. Great. And this is also where you can find any type of third-party information or who's accessing your report, especially if it's a collector or something like that. But I want you to pay close attention to the third-party supplemental information here. You see where it says supplemental consumer credit information? And then down here, it actually says core logic. This is what you want to take note, because if CoreLogic is accessing your report and it's telling you right here that they are a consumer credit information, there is an actual file in Credit Healing Secrets where you can actually download it. I have a 2021 version. They just updated the 2022 version, which I will upload later on today. But they have CoreLogic's information and how to get in touch with them. If you don't want to go to that, that's fine. You can actually use this 800 number that they have at the bottom of the screen. All right. Next, let's go to Experian. So for Experian, they do the same thing. Here's the first page when you actually print your report. Experian has its report number, and it gives you an overview at a glance, right? It tells you how many hard inquiries, how many accounts you have, how many different names. Great. That's not what we're going to look for as far as looking to see who's accessing your information. Again, we are going to go to the hard inquiries and soft inquiries section to see who is accessing our reports. The hard inquiries on any report is what actually impacts your scores. The soft inquiries do not impact your scores unless it's for like insurance, driver's records, or something like that, that they are actually gaining more information, which there is another bureau out there that's actually accessing your main credit reports. So for Experian, it looks a little something like this. So I did 3 and 4 here, and just to show you a couple of different ways to see it. So here, it tells me that Credence Resource Management inquired on my credit report on October 18th. It tells me that LexisNexis accessed my report on September 16th. But you see, LexisNexis accessed my report a couple of different times. But do you see why? It's because it's for insurance underwriting. So I had to think like, why is LexisNexis accessing my report? Because I was actually shopping around for different home insurance. So me knowing, even though I am the expert, some people's like, well, how do I know which one is the bureau? No worries. You Google it. No, but seriously, you can Google to see who these people are, and they will actually tell you who they are. So when I research who is Credence, I don't know who Credence is. It's a collection company. But they also, you can send a letter in writing, or if you want to, if you're bold enough, you can call them, but you can send a letter in writing telling them, hey, I see that you accessed my report on October 18, 2021. I need to know why. Again, for Credit Karma, it tells you how many times you've accessed it. And then this NAV Technologies, I was actually looking at my business credit reports. So they actually linked my personal information. It still does not impact me. And again, because I was on the Experian app, it shows every time that I logged in. And then also with Discover Financial, how many times do I tell you that Discover was one of my favorite cards, but that's the one that I actually put my kids as an authorized user. But they're checking the reports just like before. So I briefly spoke about the other reporting companies, right? So here is a brief snapshot of what it actually looks like when you go in to look at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the list of the additional companies that I'm talking about, okay? So in that list, I tell you all the time, there's more companies out there that's accessing your bureaus, and it's probably for different reasons. So, for example, you're sitting here seeing that your report and your scores are going up, down, all kinds of things, right? And you're not understanding why, because you haven't done anything different. It's probably because of these other data furnishers or consumer reporting companies. So in saying that, there is a table of contents, and we can go over this in just a second, but it tells you the national consumer reporting companies, which is the Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, right? But I tell you that your credit is so important, and you don't even know who's accessing your report. So if they actually provided you with a job application and they're wanting to check your background, they're doing more than just checking your background. They want to see your credit report. That's where this employment screening will come into, right? If you're going out and you're shopping around for a house, an apartment, and things of that sort, like, well, I went and I got denied for an apartment because they said that I owe some other company, but I don't see it on my credit reports. It's because you're looking at the wrong credit reporting company, okay? It's because you need to go in to see. Now, if you get denied for something, they should give you what's called either an adverse action or decision report telling you exactly where they pulled that information from and what bureau. That is your time to go in and get your free report, and they actually explain why you got denied, okay? Then here, as you can see, it says the check and banking screening. We wonder why you can't get another bank account, or why you have to pay such a high fee or some type of down payment when it comes to another credit card, or whatever the case may be. If you're going directly into a credit union or bank, they're going to use it here. Also, your medical files. You can actually pull your medical information. Okay. And as you can see, there's other ones here. So low income and subprime, other supplementary reports, utility companies where they report to, retail, and even gaming. So if you have not already done so, I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly how to contact us. My Credit Healer, okay? So we are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. If you have any questions, we are open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a couple of lovely assistants that doesn't mind actually taking your phone calls. If you don't get us right then and there, leave us a message so we can get right back with you. Or if you feel it's better, you can definitely go ahead and email us at service@mycredithealer.com. All right, so let me stop sharing the screen because I actually want to show you a little bit of information here, okay? All right. So let me share another screen so you can see what this Consumer Protection Bureau information is, okay? All right, so here is the new list for the consumer reporting companies, okay? And this is directly from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. There is a reason why I say it's always important. Yes, you can use credit monitoring. I highly suggest it. But first, you want to pull your reports from annualcreditreport.com because it's going to show more information than those credit monitoring services done. Here's a table of contents that we actually went over the last time, right? So, page 8. And see here, it also explains who can see your credit reports: lenders, employers or volunteer organizations, government agencies, landlords, bank credit unions, payment processors. So I'm not sure. I know Electronic Merchant Services was on there. That was a payment processor that I had to use for my business and things of that sort. Debt buyers and debt collectors. Yes, they can see your information. I tell you all the time, you don't know who's accessing your report and who you're giving access to. So when you sign up for a service, just because you pay it, and then now you hear all these other gurus saying, oh, well, they can't do that. That's illegal. You didn't give them authorization. I bet you actually, if you looked at that fine print, it tells you that they can, and you gave that authorization. But that's neither here nor there, and not for this show. However, when it comes to these how to request the reports, they can actually tell you how. But let me also give you a little bit of a nugget as well. For those promotional inquiries and things of that sort, if you want to stop that information, you can go to optoutprescreen.com. Again, that is optoutprescreen.com. Okay. And it says know when to check your report. And then it has this blue highlighted information. It's going to take you directly to optoutprescreen.com. So if there is someone accessing your Equifax, Experian, a Novus, and TransUnion, you can either opt out electronically for 5 years, by mail, by permanently, or you can even opt back into the information. Okay. So let me go back. Scroll back down. So here it says nationwide consumer reporting companies, and it gives you the big 3, right? So it says Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. You would need to go to annualcreditreport.com. That is the very first thing. Even if you have credit monitoring, if you are starting in your repair process, and to help you out, I would highly suggest you to start with this first and then do the credit monitoring so you can get faster updates, okay? But they also have a way for you to retrieve your reports if you are active military. Again, if you want this document, I'm going to upload the 2022 version in the Credit Healing Secrets group. So if you're not already in our free Facebook community, I need you to go ahead and join our group, answer the questions, and then sometime during the weekday, one of my assistants will allow you to get in, okay? So remember I said employment screening? It gives you the website, a phone number, and an address. And it gives you more and what the different companies are. So hopefully if you went through employment and they said, hey, we use backgroundchecks.com, wonderful. You can also actually request that information. Okay? If they say they use Checker, you can go and actually go into this information and use Checker, and it tells you your free report. They will provide it if you request it. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, that costs too much. It costs too much. Here's a whole list of information that you actually can have of who is accessing reports. So let's go and scroll and look for, we seen CoreLogic on, I want to say it was TransUnion, right? No worries. So let's keep scrolling because we don't know what CoreLogic is. I know who it is, but say I'm regular consumer Joe and I'm just now learning. You're watching the Credit Healing Secrets on YouTube. You want to find out where it is, but you're also in the you're watching the My Credit Healer YouTube, but you want to go to the Credit Healing Secrets group to get the information, right? So we're scrolling. Actually, here, let's stop here because we did see LexisNexis, right? So if you actually come to this report, it tells you auto and property. But I'm telling you right now, LexisNexis, baby, they got all information. I'm surprised they ain't got my firstborn on there, okay, and my blood type. But it tells you exactly where you need to go to, and it says, is it a personal property claim? But you can literally click on the website, and it's going to take you where you need to. Now, some of these places, and you see it says request a consumer disclosure report. Some of these places will allow you to retrieve this information online or make the request online. Some of these bureaus will still have you fill out a form and mail them a request. So you just got to be patient on which one it is, right? So let's look at the supplementary reports. Let's go to page 34. So we're not scrolling for days. CoreLogic. So it tells you it collects and reports personal data such as property ownership, home loan obligation reports, property legal filings, and tax payment status, rental applications, collections accounts, consumer bankruptcy, liens, judgments, and child support. Well, what in the world could they be accessing it for? No problem. I'm going to just click on this website right here. And then I'm not agreeing to accept the cookies. However, it tells you you can call or you can mail the report. Not a problem, right? And it tells you exactly what the acceptable proofs of identities are, because they might send you information. It says, hey, I need proof of XYZ. And this is also important when you're starting your process, because you're cleaning up your credit reports. You done sent out a personal information letter. This is going to be almost the same no matter which bureau you go to. It says a valid driver's license, social security card, military identification, because they want to see a picture ID. But if you're using a valid driver's license, you can use that and a utility bill with your current address as long as it has the same information, right? If it's a rental lease agreement, that's the only document that can be a year old, as long as it doesn't go past the expiration date. You want to make sure of that. Okay, bank statement within the last 30, I say 30 to 60 days. They said they say within the last 120, but in the dispute process that we have figured out, it's better just to have the last 60 to the last 30 to 60 days. All right, let me actually go and look to see if there are any questions. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right. I don't see anything so far. Then again, like I said, this is only my second time using StreamYard. So I apologize if I don't see it. I will get off here and I will answer any questions that you have. All right, so we are down to our last couple of minutes again. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shyla Healy. I am the CEO of My Credit Handler LLC. Hey, and I apologize, you hear my son cutting grass. But if you need any information, I went ahead and put a link for you to book a consultation. But also join the Credit Healing Secrets Facebook group. That way we can also answer whatever questions you have. And especially if I have those nights that my brain won't shut off. Sometimes, not all times. Sometimes I'll have to go ahead and answer your questions then. Don't get on me, Georgina. I have to say that to my sister because she's always on me about resting. But if you can, go ahead and follow us on all social media, and then definitely go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube so you can also get updates every time I upload a new video. Anyway, that is my time. I love you guys. You have a blessed night or day wherever you are.